First general order, what is it?
What? Somebody stand up, one person stand up and say it.
Loud and proud.
Nobody knows it.
To take charge of this post and all government property in view.
Yeah. First weapon safety rule.
Treat every weapon as if it were loaded.
Good. Hey, when you're doing land nav, how do you look at the map? As far as getting your coordinates? What directions? Anybody? Maybe ask the question differently?
Read right, read up, Gunnery Sergeant.
Hello, yeah, I'll be right up. Yep. Right now.
Read right, read up. Never land yet? Not be right. Inside school.
Grand old man in the Marine Corps.
Archibald Henderson.
First female Marine. First female Marine.
It's not Captain Moulet.
It rhymes with Oprah.
Wow, he needs to know it.
Nobody?
Where's Callus? Callus, what is it?
I'm blanking on it. I want to say it's Orpha, but it's not right.
Orpha?
Sometimes it's better not to just say it. I didn't raise my head.
How about Opa? John?
Opal May Johnson.
There you go. Wow.
Google,
Who said that?
baby.
That was the very option.
Good job, baby. Okay.
What was that conversation? Oh, fear the pig. Best question gets a free piggy bank.
First question, U.S. submarine.
I'm Jeff. Everyone say hi, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
Outstanding. Printed out an article here. From somewhere. If you want to be a millionaire at 60, millionaire 60, and you're going to get 6% interest on your money annually. 6% annually to have $1 million at 60. How much do you think that is per month? Put away, assuming a 6% annual return. Take a stab, anyway.
$75.
No, more,
320.
more. $361 a month. What figure does that represent right there? Base pay for a what?
Oh,
I bet E1, wow. Wish, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's base pay for an 01. 2905, base pay, that is include housing, nothing. When I came in the military in 1980, I was at E1, and I got paid $500 a month. An E1 in 2016 base pay is about $1,600. Now how much did I say per month? That's it. Briefing's over. Right on, I can go eat some Chinese food. Yeah, compounding, isn't that cool? $361 a month, and you're making 29. Yes.
Where can we invest to get 6%?
Bingo. That's a question. You get the pig. Yeah. All right.
Or wait till after the briefing.
Now, I will tell you, and we're gonna get through some of this, but when we're talking, basically, I want you guys to think about how you are going to build your wealth. Build your wealth. And that's a personal responsibility. It's kind of like being combat ready. Keep the knife sharp. It's up to you to be combat ready. It is not up to your parents. It is not up to your instructors. It's not up to the staff of this fine ROTC organization. It is up to you. You have choices to make with your money. So some of the information that I'm going to give to you in this presentation is to help you make good choices so that you can be financially ready, which in turn will make you combat ready. Because when you deploy, the last thing you want to think about, or you go on a ship, you go on a float, the last thing you want to think about is your money, or problems with your money, or your family if you're married. I'm the father of 5. I spent 30 years in the United States Air Force as an air traffic controller. Enlisted guy, retired as an E9 in 2010. I made all the mistakes that an E1 makes in 1980. Base pay was $500, I spent $700 because I had a credit card. There was no internet, there was no cell phones. I had a cordless phone that I bought at Sears and I thought I was the guy. All right, we're going to talk about separating needs and wants. I had to have a cordless phone because it was the fresh, that Sears catalog. Look at that, cordless phone. That was amazing back then, in the dorm. All right, book you got. That's a take-home tool, that's for you. We're not going to open it during this briefing. But that's your guide to help you make good decisions. And it's put out by the USA Educational Foundation, and that is who I am representing here today. I am not here to ask or answer any questions about any particular commercial product or service. Who you do business with, I don't care. I hope to instill in you some motivation that will help you make good decisions. Come on in, guys, don't be shy. Grab a book. You like that cake? Go ahead and rub it for good luck. Okay. Inside the box there. Not the small one, the big one, inside the box.
Stand by. That's on deck.
Eddie, carry on. Carry on.
We'll have 500-pound code.
I've got some more in the car, okay? So before we leave, I can get you some. I got some more in the car. I got plenty. How you doing, sir?
More additional.
Thank you.
Jesus, hold
I
up.
was observing one of your mids polishing their shoes, and I asked them why they were polishing them, sir, and they said, because you're coming.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I just thought I'd let you know that you inspired them to polish their shoes. I thought that was great. All right, so we've given them a little introduction, sir. Told them if you're 20 and you want to be a millionaire at 60, $361 a month, assuming a 6% return. That's kind of how I teed it up. Best question back here is how to get 6%, and you know what? I do not have that answer. I do not have that answer. That answer of how much interest you're going to get on your money is up to you. Every one of you is different. Every one of you, some of you will leave here with student loan debt, some may not. Some may have debt, some may not. What I would like to instill with you is that powerful number of $361. You're making $29.05, base pay is an 01. Subtract $300 from that, that's about, subtract $400, I say, that's 25. If you can get used to living below your means now, you will be able to create wealth. Living below your means now. Airman Lady could not live below his means when I first got a paycheck. I spent it all. And then what happened is 5, 6, 7, 8 years later, when I had to start living below my means, it was very difficult to do because I didn't develop good habits. How many people here are getting a stipend? How much is that stipend, if you don't mind me asking?
$200 twice a month, sir.
200 twice a month, so 400. How many are putting away 40 of that? Maybe $50 into something. That's discipline. That's how you start it. Money comes in, take a little bit for yourself, for your future. That's wonderful, and I'm glad to see some hands up. I don't see too many hands go up in most of these presentations because everyone's going, ooh, I need that money for this or for that or for this or for that. You start taking away now $50 maybe into a mutual fund, you're going to be on your way. Live below your means. You can do it, folks. That's a good amount of money. Don't do what Airman Lady did. These are things we're going to talk about. Got to have a goal. Got to have a vision of where you want to be financially. We're good at that in our military lives, we know, and our college lives. I know I want to graduate on this date. Having a goal, real simple. What do you want and when do you want it? Develop a financial goal. A short-term goal, a medium-term goal, and maybe a long-term goal. A short-term goal may be to take your stipend and take $50 a month and open up a mutual fund and put the money and get a little bit of interest. I know of mutual funds that are getting about 5% interest for $50 a month. It's not a lot, but I will show you in a later slide that in 1995, the C Fund, which is part of the Thrift Savings Plan, made 35%. You are in an abnormal time now where interest rates are artificially low. Do not use low interest as an excuse not to do something. Don't do that. Don't say, oh, well, I'm not getting interest rates, so I'm not going to do anything with my money. That's just foolish, foolhardily. Have a goal. What do you do? What do you want when you want it? For me, 65, I don't want to work. That's mine. That's my long-term financial goal. 65, don't work. Short-term financial goal is to figure out how I'm going to get 5 kids through college. Actually, 2 are in now. 2 are in high school. So I've got a sophomore son who goes to South Dakota School of Mines and Engineering as a chemical engineer, and I got a daughter that's at the University of Oregon. So I know a little bit about college students and their attention spans of 6.7 minutes. I get it. But you got to start thinking long-term with your goals. Close your eyes, vision, where do you want to be? Time is on your side, folks. Time is on your side. But your goal has to be achievable. Millionaire at 60 for $361 a month, I suggest to you that that's very achievable. It's possible. Start at 20, 360. What did we say, $361? Separate a need from a want. I could not do this. Got stationed in Alaska, had to have a motorcycle, had to have a car, had to have a gun, had to have a cordon, had to have a big stereo. Had to have you guys have a lava lamp? You guys heard of lava lamps? I had to have a lava lamp. I mean, that was an 80s thing, those things that just bubble and they sit in the corner of your dorm room and you go, ooh, isn't that cool? Had to have it. I did not ever invest in a pet rock, though, for those of you that have been around a while. You got to involve your family. Is anybody in here married? Please, 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 I'm married, been married 30 years. Thank you, Tanya. But you got to involve your family. And I consider the military unit that I belong to part of my extended family. I consider the military unit that I'm assigned to part of my extended family. The quarters that you might be staying in, folks, are pretty tight. They are part of your family, so use them. Everybody wants your money. How many freshmen in here? Sophomores? Excellent. Juniors? Seniors? Who in here does not have an account, a bank account? Okay, we all got bank accounts, right? Instead of saying bank account, we put financial institution because you really need to think about your bank as a financial institution, not just a place where your money goes and you get money out and they give you a card and you go to an ATM and you draw out money. I think of a financial institution as a place that I can get advice. That I can get advice because I need advice. I need help. And I want to reach out to a financial institution that's going to help me. I want a financial institution that understands the unique lifestyles of the military. And there are plenty of them out there. And they are all, many of them, are very, very good. But if you need a face-to-face experience, or you need to walk into a building and say hello to Mary and shake her hand and go, you know what, Mary? I'm putting away $50 a month. What should I do with it? I want to start putting some money away for my future. $50 a month, what should I do? If Mary can answer that question, that's a great financial institution. So be thinking it as your partner, a person, an institution that's going to help you, not just a bank. I believe if you fast forward 10 years, I don't know if banks are even going to be around in the fashion that they are now. Google's going to get in the money. PayPal's already in the money. You can move money, Venmo, you can move money around all you want without a bank. Ways to do it. So think of it as a financial institution, your partner, your friend. I don't care if you're a freshman or a senior. Start now. Find an institution, shop around that bottom one. I have 3 daughters, and before I would let any of my daughters go out on a date, they had to ask the gentleman that they were interested in going out on a date with one question. Are you good at budgeting? My daughter's a senior and is yet to go out on a date. Budgeting's tough, folks. It's not easy, but it is the foundation by which you will be successful. If you want financial advice sometime in your life, the first thing, if you go to a financial planner and go, help me, I want to not work at 65. He's going to go, show me your budget, what comes in, what goes out. In your book, there's some tips on budgeting. Pay yourself first. That $200 you get twice a month. I saw a few hands go up that say they're taking a little bit of that money and paying you first. Be selfish with your money. Take some money out for you first. Then worry about cell phones, social activities, coffee, breakfast, food, rent, those boring things. Put some money away for you. Emergency, saved regularly is called an allotment. Things in the military, they're called an allotment. What you can do is of that $29.05 that you may make sometime in your career, you take $400 of that, set it up so that you never even see that $400, it goes over to this account over here. An allotment, you never see it, it goes and it earns at least 6%, hopefully. Emergency fund, 3 to 6 months of living expenses, folks. Can't be, you gotta have an emergency fund. Emergencies happen. They always will. Have a nest egg. My son's short-term goal as a college sophomore is to have his emergency fund fully funded by the time he graduates from college. That's a goal. That's a good goal. He's a Jimmy John's delivery driver. He makes pretty good coin. He does well. Anybody in here a Jimmy John's driver? Okay. He does pretty well with tips. Anyway, that's a goal for him, is to fund that emergency fund. This is compound interest, folks. This is exactly what we talked about, $361. This is from 20 to 60. This chart says at 22 to 67. That's a 45-year period. At 8%, $100 a month gets you $500,000. I understand you're going, where are you getting 8%? I get that, but that's over a 45-year period of time. Remember, back in the 90s, interest rates are going to go up, folks. Don't be discouraged. Well, let's say you only make 4%. That's not bad. $100 a month, $151,000. If someone would have told me in 1980 to put away $50 a month, that was 10% of my base pay, and never do anything else, never, $50 a month, Airman Lake in 1980. Today that'd be worth about $300,000. And that'd be $300,000 that I don't have. Okay? Compound interest, that's the power. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. But the discipline is you got to start now. Time is on your side. In this chart, in this thing that I just printed off, remember we said at 20 you need to put away 361. If you were 25, if you wait until you're 25, that figure jumps to 499 per month. I'd much rather start now with that 360 and let that go. Not the and then if you wait till you're 45 to start doing anything, that amount is $2,200 a month. You see what happens when you wait? Now is the time. Now time is on your side, particularly our young folks. Our freshman, our sophomore, I know you're not making money right now. But every little bit counts. And it can be frustrating. You're putting that money in, you're not getting a lot of interest rate, you're getting discouraged. Don't get discouraged. Time is on your side. It's a big curve. It starts out low, 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 and then it just goes up quick. Go.
So calculating how much you should put in your sort of the exponential stuff, how do you calculate what you put into your emergency fund?
Well, we said that it's about 3 to 6 months of living expenses, okay? So your living expenses when you're young are going to be a lot less, correct? As you get older, my age, because I have a rental home and a wife and a family, my emergency fund has to exponentially go big. The $6 million question, and back to the question that you asked, ultimately the question is this: if you're going to put away $400 a month, how much should go to pay off debt? How much should go to your emergency fund? How much should go to investments? That is the $6 million question, but you know what? It's different for everybody, and there is no cookie cutter answer, because your level of debt may be different than mine or his. So if you have debt, maybe you should service your debt first and build an emergency account before you invest. Maybe. It's just, don't take that as financial advice. But you see how it's going to be different? But I agree with you, because Vinny, my daughter, who's a junior dance major, I don't know what she's going to do for a living. Dance? I guess. But my point is, her question, she wanted to go out of state. So that ultimately her question is, when she gets done with school and gets a job, is if she's making $3,000 a month, how much should go to pay her school debt, which could be about $40,000? And does she have an emergency fund? And then how much goes to sort of the investment piece? It's different for everybody. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay. 72 divided by the interest rate, and that's how long it takes for your money to double. So 10%, 72, 10, 7 years, your money doubles. Very powerful. Compound interest is in your book. Now, for our younger folks in here, and don't be shy, because 80% of the people that are 18 or 19 years old have no credit. So if you don't have credit, just raise your hand, just a show of hands of people that don't have credit. That's fine. Here are some options for you to start building your credit. And I can't emphasize how important it is to start now. As soon as my kids turned 18, I got them a secured credit card through my financial institution. I gave it to each of them and I said, here is a secured credit card. I want you to use it, and when the bill comes to you every month, pay it off in full. Put all your little expenses that you got on that credit card, and when the bill comes in, pay it off in full. And my son said to me, Dad, we took a class in high school where they said credit cards are bad. Credit cards can be bad. They can be really, really bad if you don't pay the bill off, right? That's when they become bad. But I said, son, if you're disciplined and you pay that bill off every month, you're building credit. There's college credit cards. One financial institution, if you're in college, you get one, it gives you a credit limit of $500 as a freshman, $1,000 as a sophomore, $1,500 as a junior, and $2,000 when you're a senior. It gradually goes up as long as you're paying off the bill in full every time you get the bill. Okay, that's an option. You can co-sign with your parents. Okay? There are local lenders. How many of you that don't have credit are paying a utility bill? Anybody pay a utility bill? You could ask your utility company, can you report the fact that I'm paying my utility bill on time to the credit reporting agencies? Many, if they're large utility companies, many of them will do that. That is a way to help build your credit. I'm encouraging you to build credit. And why do you think credit is important? Good credit. In the back.
Well, I just bought a house, and I needed good credit to buy a house, and I needed a low interest rate when I bought it.
That's right. So, to take out a loan, if you want the best interest rate, you gotta have good credit. If you wanna pay lower insurance rates on your car, you have to have good credit. If you want to potentially rent an apartment or rent a house from me, you must have good credit. Because I will pull a credit report on you if you want to rent from me. If I don't see anything, if you have no credit, I will not rent my house out to you. It's not that I don't like you, I just don't have any record of you being trustworthy enough to pay off the money that you may have borrowed. Okay?
Sir,
Yes.
what's a good credit score?
7 depends. Here, and I just read this fact about VA loans. Pete, there's a fallacy out there that you need stellar credit to get a VA loan. To get a VA loan from the VA, according to the VA, you only have to have a credit score of 610 or higher. I did not know that. Now, what I consider 850 is perfect credit, FICO. That's one scoring model. There are many scoring models, by the way, so don't. But the FICO model, 850 is perfect, 750 or higher. Some car dealerships will give you see 0% for 60 on a car. They want 700. So it just depends on the company. In my opinion, it's 700 or higher would be considered good credit, with 850 being perfect, but I don't know anybody that has a perfect credit score. I don't.
How long would it take these guys, 18, 19-year-olds, to build a credit score of like 700?
Here's the thing about a credit score. I told my kids, when you got that credit card, I said, don't you even worry about your credit score until you graduate from college. What? I thought the credit score was important. No. You do 2 things, son, daughter. Those last 2. You pay the bill on time, always, 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 and you keep the balance at 0, always, always, always. If you do that through your college career, you never carry a balance, and you always pay the bill on time, you're going to have great credit when you graduate from college. All you have to do is do 2 things. Don't worry about your score. If you're 18 or 19,